Hello, everybody. This is Mr. Mulvihill. Happy Friday. You guys have been putting in a good long week here. Let's wrap it up. We're going to do one more notes. First, going to do a bunch of practice questions together. I'm actually not going to make you do an assignment. This is just going to be going through the notes, and you're going to be practicing and checking your answers with me. So, here's the big thing that I'm seeing in your guys' work. Not many of you guys are doing it the new way. You're doing it your way and you're getting the right answers for the most part, which is good. But for next week, when we try questions that are a little bit more tricky, it's going to be helpful to know the new way. So if you've been doing it the old way, pay attention here on how to do it. And if you've been doing the new way, today will be just kind of a review for you with some tough questions thrown in. So the steps for doing it the new way is you're going to find your new percent. Step 2 is going to be to convert your percent to a decimal. How? Divide by 100. Then your third step will be to multiply your new percent by the value you are taking the percent of. So if you want, 30% tax on a $40 shirt, whatever it might be, that's what you would multiply. All right, so let's look at example 1 here. George went to the mall to buy a $30.50 Yankees hat. When he got there, he was happily surprised that the hat was 20% off. What is the sale price of the Yankees hat? So if we're doing this the new way, the first step is going to be to find the new percent. So if it's 20% off, we're going to take away 20% from 100, and our new percent will be 80. And then 80% as a decimal, well, to find 80% as a decimal, you would divide 80 over 100, and that should give you 0.8. And then step 3, our final step, is to do 0.8 times our $30.50 to find our new amount. So you can go to your calculator or your phone, however you're doing the math outside of Westmoreland, you should get 24.40 for the Yankees hat. Let's go Yankees. Boo Red Sox. All right, so again, to review, we just did, our first step here, find the new percent. That was right there. And then we converted in step 2, got 0.8, and then we multiplied our 0.8 in step 3 by our original amount to get 24.40 for the sale price. So go ahead, pause the video, try number 2 on your own, and then resume the video to go over it. Okay, so if we're going through the steps here, Abraham buys a Broadway ticket because they are really cheap now. The ticket costs $60, but he still has to pay 8% tax on that, so it'll be a little bit more expensive. What will the total amount be that Abraham has to pay? So if there's an 8% tax, the new amount he's going to have to pay for is going to have to be 108% of the original. 108%. So it's not going to be 60, it's going to be over 60. 180% of 60. Well, to help us get there, we're going to change our percent to a decimal, which is going to be 1.08. When you divide 108 by 100. And then in step 3, you're going to do 1.08 times our 60. And you go to your calculator, and you should get 64.8. So that's going to be 64.80 for Abraham. All right. Number three, we're going to do this one together here. So let's take a look. Now we're talking about Donald. Donald is a fish hatcher in Stocking Lake Delta. Right now there are 400 bass in the lake. On March 20th, today, he adds 20% more fish into the lake. March 20th is important, but we'll keep that in mind as we go through the question. March 27th, he has 20% more fish. So he's going to do that 20% again. How many fish will it be on March 27th? Okay, so Doesn't look like the days are terribly, terribly important. We do know that he starts with 400 and then adds 20% more. So if we go through our steps here, we're going to add 20% to the total. So now there's going to be 120% of the fish that were already there. So 120% written as a decimal will be 1.2. And then we'll do 1.2 times our 400, and that will equal 480. So on March 20th, there's going to be 480 fish in the lake. That is on March 20th. Okay, what does he do on March 27th? Does he go fishing? No. He adds 20% more fish. So he's going to add 20% more of that amount. He's going to take 20% of that, not their 400. No, not that. He's going to take 20% more of what's already there. So we'll go through the same steps here. Again, 100%, add on 20%, you'll get 120% using the new way. 120% is 1.2. Then we'll do 1.2 times 480. Then you go to your calculator. You should get 576 fish swimming in the sea, swimming in Lake Delta, which opening day is coming up. That could be pretty fun. Okay, so using that information, we had to do two different increases. We couldn't combine it to make 40. No, that's not 40%. Because we're taking it 20% of this amount, and then 20% of 400, and 20% of 480. We're taking it of different amounts, not the same, like 100. So we have to recalculate. So you're going to be doing two different calculations, just like in 3 for number 4. So pause the video and give number 4 a shot. Okay, number 4, we're talking about Thomas here. He goes to a restaurant where he bought a fish dinner. The fish dinner costs $14, and there'll be an 8% tax on that. All right, I'm already thinking what I'm probably going to do. Thomas also wants to give the waiter a 16% tip. What will the complete cost of Thomas's meal be? So the new percent will be 100 plus 8% to be 108%. 2, we're going to have 108% equals 1.08. And step 3, we're going to take our 1.8, and the price of 14 is 108%, so it's going to be over the full. It's weird to have over 100%, but we're going to multiply that by 14. And you can go to your calculator, and you should have gotten 1512. Unfortunately, Thomas is going to have to pay a little bit more than 1512, because just like he did the tax, he's also going to have to do a tip. He's going to tip on that amount. So, we're going to do 100% plus 16% because it's a tip. We're adding because of the tip. 116%. 116% equals 1.16 as a decimal. Divide by 100. And then we're going to do 1.16 times our orange amount here, 1512. And that will give us our final cost, which comes out to be not the prettiest of numbers, so we will have to round. So we're going to round always to the nearest cent with dollars. You can't really get past the cent. So it's going to be 17.54. Should have got that. All right. So that was a trickier one. Again, yesterday I saw some old ways, which is fine. Keep that in mind. I do want you to learn this new way. And I also saw people combining percents. We can't combine percents. So what that means is we can't do 8% plus 16%. No. You may notice that it's double. I know shout out to Elliot. I saw he saw those double, so that was great.